Welcome to our video on how to find duplicates in data using Excel, some of the challenges you might come across while doing this, and some ways around these. Please like this video if you find it useful, and if you would like to contact us or find out more about technology for business, finding duplicates, or indeed any other analytical task, please scan the QR code on the video. The main method of finding duplicate values in Excel is to use conditional formatting. After selecting the data field to be investigated, the conditional formatting functionality can be selected, and within this menu is the Highlight Cells rule, within which is the Duplicate Values option. This allows any duplicate values to be highlighted. The data can then be filtered by colour to show values that have been duplicated. While this is useful, you will see that Excel just highlights values that are the same. It does not match the same valued entries together. Now, if the number of duplicated values is low, then this may not be too much of a problem. But if you have a lot of duplicate values, then an alternative approach might be better so that you can see which values are actually matching with others. An alternative approach is to use the COUNTIF function. This counts the number of occurrences of each value within the data field, and so any result higher than 1 indicates a duplicated value. The main advantage of this approach is that the values that are duplicated the most can be readily identified. Once the COUNTIF function has run, then the results can be filtered for records that occur more than once, and perhaps conditional formatting applied to help visualize the duplicated values. But these approaches are limited to finding duplicate values within a single data field. So what can we do if we want to find a duplicate record? That is to say, where we are looking to find records where a set of values occurring across several different data fields are the same. By using the concatenate function to combine all the required data fields into a single field, the previously mentioned techniques can be used to find the duplicate values. But given the length of the concatenated data field, it does mean that the match is very precise. Just one different character and the values will not be identified as duplicate by Excel. An example of where this could be a problem can be seen on screen now. You will note that values that end in decimal place 00 do not reflect the decimal place 00 within the concatenated field. Once the concatenated field has been created, then duplicates can be detected using the conditional formatting method as previously shown. By contrast, using a data analytics tool like Arbutus Analyzer gives us a few more options as to what we can do. So as with Excel, we can test for duplicate values in a single field using the Arbutus duplicates function, and the output of this, with no additional preferences selected, is similar in result to the COUNTIF function in Excel, with, as you can see, the number of occurrences of each value shown. And where there is an item or value highlighted in blue, this means that by selecting the blue item you can view the actual records that are included in the result. In this instance, the two values where the invoice number is 51983, so we can clearly see which values match with each other. This enables you to see, for instance in this example, that although the invoice number value is the same, the vendor number is different for each of the records. We can then search for duplicate records where the values in several different data fields are the same. So how can we do this? Well, we can use the duplicate functions menu. We can select the data fields that we want to include in the match, in this instance the vendor number, the invoice number, the invoice date and the invoice amount. And please note that there are no formula or expressions required to do this. We can then select that we would like an exact match, and we can select the output method, in this case to view on screen. And looking at the output, we can see that 2 records have been duplicated. So we've covered finding duplicate values and duplicate records. What if I want to find a duplicate that is not an exact match? Let's look at how we can do that. So we select the duplicate menu again, and we select the vendor number, the invoice date, the invoice value, and I'm using the invoice number last as I would like to check whether that is different, as is typically done if people are keying in invoices and they perhaps make a mistake. You can see here that I'm selecting, instead of same for the invoice number, I'm selecting similar, which means that it's a near match. And I can then select the name of the output table that I would like to create as a result of this. And then when we look at the results, you can see that the first record is 1005 and the second entry is 1005. Second entry ends in 631, and the second invoice number ends in either 63 capital I or maybe lowercase l, and the third one is in fact an exact duplicate because I didn't deselect that as one of the options.